Let's start off thinking about pleasant things. Let's think about anything that makes you laugh, smile, feel good, bring you joy. Whatever that is for you, think about that. Whatever made you laugh until you cried, whatever made you get excited until you had to jump or raise your hands, or think about whatever it is that made your cheeks hurt because you smile so much. Think about those things. Think about those things. Think about those things. Let's think about anything that makes you feel good. Time with yourself, time with others, something that you're dreaming about. Think about those things. Think about those things. I want to talk about how sometimes in our lives we selectively implement cognitive dissonance and suspended belief in our lives because it's something that we don't want to face. This can happen for a lot of different reasons. Now, cognitive dissonance is something like you explaining something away. I think parents are good for doing this. When our children do something that we know is not great, kind of try to find an excuse for their behavior. It's kind of like a cognitive dissonance. Explaining things away. But I think it's more related to suspended belief, where we totally try to ignore the elephant in the room because we know that it will change our reality. Okay, you had a roommate you got along with, you have fun together, you have a good friendship, y'all become friends, and then she totally does something to make you know that because you have standards and boundaries that the friendship and the roommateship has to end. It may be that y'all went out to a party and you saw her lift somebody's wallet. She didn't know that you saw her. Or you overheard her talking to someone and she was running a scam or con on them and she didn't know that you heard her. After months of being friends and getting comfortable with being roommates with her, you kind of feel like, well, you can have this cognitive dissonance where you explain away her behavior, or have a suspended belief where you kind of convince yourself that you didn't see what you saw, you didn't hear what you heard, so that you all can continue being roommates and having the fun you've been having, even though you did see what you saw, you did hear what you heard. I think that's something like we all come across with at one point or another. Everything is going well and fine as far as we know, and then something just slaps our reality, and then it kind of shakes it up and we have to deal with it. Or not. See, the or not is when we do that suspended belief. You know, suspended belief is the same thing that we do when we go see a movie. In order to enjoy the movie and immerse ourselves in the movie, we have to have a sense of suspended belief so that we can have that experience. That's what we do. So it's not a far stretch to do it in our real life as we get practice with it as we go and watch these movies that we get into and immerse ourselves in. And we do that on a regular basis. See, the issue with doing it in reality, in our real world, is that it always catches up with us. Yes, you may ignore the roommate that you found out is not of good character, who's a thief. You may ignore that knowledge that you have just so things can continue as they always have been. but it will eat away at you because this is not a 2-hour movie. It's going to eat at you unless you are of the same character. It will slowly chip away at you and just bother you until you won't be able to have that suspended belief anymore, because it'll get so great of an issue where you're just not going to be able to take it. And it not only affects your immediate life with your roommate, it affects everything else, because now that you know that you have a thief around you, how do you continue what you thought was going on, which was a blossoming friendship? You can't take her to any family function or even to a friend's function because you know that this person is not of good character. You can't really enjoy your time together anymore because it's just chipping away at you, knowing what you know, knowing what she's done. How do you not only live with her, how do you live with yourself knowing that you went on all this time with this ill character around you? And more than that, if you are a person who can get yourself in this suspended belief for an extended period of time because you don't want things to change, how is this person affecting you? This person who's a thief, this person of ill character who's around you continuously. And the people around you influence you the most. So how is she affecting you? And so it will chip away at you till you can't take it anymore. You start to wonder how much and how long has it gone on since you've known this person? Is it just the things that you've heard and you have witnessed yourself, or is it greater than that? And has she done it to you? Because you know that she's done it. You've been a witness to it. But how much of it is affecting you? Sometimes the people we are around can influence our behavior as well. So is it a wonder that your character started to slip some over this time that you've known this person? That the more time you spend with her, you find yourself kind of loosening your standards, your morals, and your boundaries. Because she is very close vicinity to you. Because she's your roommate, right? And so having this suspended belief and implementing cognitive dissonance isn't really good for you. The longer you let it go, the longer it not only affects your life, but the life of anybody around you who comes in contact with this person that you know the truth about. But I think we all may face this kind of thing, especially if you have gone through roommates. College life is all about roommates and stuff, and so you may know what I'm talking about. But it's not only the people that we just meet into our lives. Sometimes it's our family. Sometimes it's friends that surprise us with some information that we have not known, and we've known this person for decades, and we find out something, and it's a big something to find. So how do you deal with this cognitive dissonance in your life? If you find that someone close to you is not of good character, morals, go against the things that you hold value in your life. Will you implement this suspended belief just so that your life won't change? Or do you do something about it? And what do you do? Because most times when it's so much so that you have to continuously go to this cognitive dissonance where you're excusing someone else's behavior and you're doing it constantly, it's a big deal. And our lives do change when we have to stop dealing with a person. We have to check a person for their behavior, for the thievery that they do, and the low character that they have, and how it affects you and your life and anyone around you. As a matter of fact, it makes you have to wonder whether or not this person was around you genuinely, or were they using you for one of their low character events that they do. All kind of questions come up in these scenarios. But life does change when you have to get out of that suspended belief, when you have to disassociate yourself with people and do something else. So how is it that you handle it? Would you rather live in suspended belief and implement cognitive dissonance, or face the reality of the people around you for who and what they are? Let me know. This is Nimbus Intuition. Once again, hope everybody's well, and love and gratitude.